Hi, this is Jenny Langley, author of the new Maudsley Training Manual, and in this video we're looking at the decisional balance, which is exercise 4.2, and this is the third part. So there's a series of videos about the decisional balance, and in this one we're looking at some more examples of how the decisional balance can be used for some of the very common eating disorder behaviours that people struggle with when they're going through the recovery process. So remember, there are 4 stages to the decisional balance. So the first, which is basically the eating disorder bully voice saying these are all the benefits of sticking with your current behaviour. The second quadrant is recognising that there are disadvantages to the current behaviour. Most importantly, the third quadrant is effectively the eating disorder bully fighting back, saying, yeah, but these are all the reasons why you should carry on doing this behaviour. And of course, also the person might be worried about failure of making that change. And then the fourth quadrant is the sufferer basically saying, I can do this, I'm going to change this behaviour. Okay, so let's have a look at the challenges of eating a meal. So for someone on a refeeding programme, every meal is like a huge challenge. So the eating disorder voice is at its loudest. It will be criticising the sufferer every bite, or even the thought of taking a bite, like, don't eat that, it's going to make you fat, your parents don't understand, I'm your friend, I'm your only friend, don't leave me, hide the food, cut it up into little pieces, you know, basically anything to stop eating that meal. So let's have a look at the decisional balance. So in this scenario, 17-year-old Rachel was discharged from an eating disorder unit 2 months ago, having reached her target weight. For the first month, she managed to stick with her meal plan, and she was supported as an outpatient from the unit and maintained her weight. But now Mum Jane is becoming very concerned that she's seen creeping signs that Rachel started to restrict and not properly eat her meals. At the same time, Jane has been introducing more variety to the meals, and obviously that can be a real challenge for someone who's got that really loud eating disorder voice. So in this meal, Jane's serving chicken and cream sauce with a cheese stuffing and roast potatoes. So quite a challenging meal. So let's think about in Rachel's head. So the advantages of not finishing the meal, so the eating disorder voice is saying it's a really fattening meal, don't eat it. It's going to be safer not to finish it. This is going to make me really, really fat. My mum has completely lost the plot giving me this ridiculous meal. On the other hand, Rachel, fighting back, might be thinking, my mum's going to be so unhappy with me if I don't eat this meal. I know I did agree to try to increase the variety, but this is really hard. I know my care team will be disappointed if my mum reports I'm not eating properly. I feel like I failed on one of my key challenges for this week. I know I'm at risk of being readmitted to the eating disorder unit, and I do not want to go back there. And the next meal will be even harder. Okay. And then the eating disorder voice is fighting back. You are losing control. I'm your friend. I'm your only friend. You're going to be so fat if you eat this. You'd be better off dead than eat this rubbish. You know, with me, Rachel, you're invincible and strong, and you can avoid these ridiculous fattening foods. And also Rachel, just with the fear of what the consequences are of eating this meal. And then finally, we've got quadrant 4. Rachel herself will be saying, I know I need to eat this meal. It's going to give me more energy, better health. Everyone's going to be happier. I can get on with my life. I'll be able to go on holidays, like we're talking about this lovely trip to Bali. Back to normal, my new normal. I want my new normal. I can look forward to the future. So university, jobs, having a family, kids of my own, being carefree and fun. So you can see quite a complex array of thoughts just about eating a meal. Okay, let's have a look at body checking as the second one. So concerns around body image are really, really common in our society, not just for people with eating disorders. And we know that body image concerns can be a real trigger for someone to develop an eating disorder. So the fear that comes with the refeeding programme and the fact that weight might be going on in odd places can lead the loved one to be really, really super sensitive about comments. So even, you know, such motivational phrases, which, you know, supposed to be like, wow, you look really well, you look better, you look healthy, can be completely misinterpreted as you are fat. So let's have a look at the decisional balance. So we've got Howard, age 16, is recovering from anorexia and is near to his target weight. He's always been quite a lean build, and prior to his illness, he had really good muscle tone and a defined six-pack. He's become increasingly upset because he feels his tummy's really sticking out and his face has got really round. This quite often happens to start with, and he often seeks reassurance from his mum. Am I getting fat, overweight, etc.? He's recently been allowed to go back to the gym and is following a supervised training regime with a fitness coach who he really admires and likes. Whilst he's not trying to over-exercise, his mum has noticed he's spending more and more time body checking, and so she asks Howard if he will complete a decisional balance with her. So again, the two main ones in the advantages of my body checking behaviour are safety and control, and then the fear of getting fat if I'm not checking all the time. I don't like my tummy or face, so I need to keep checking in case it gets worse. If I body check, it reduces my anxiety for a little bit, so it's quite soothing. I don't think I could be confident enough not to do it, and it actually has become a real habit. Okay, and then the cons of body checking, it's so time consuming and it's just a vicious cycle. I just have to keep doing it. It only makes me feel safe for a short period of time. It doesn't actually work that well. It makes me sad to be looking at my horrible fat body so close up. I'm avoiding certain situations because I think people will judge me for how I look. The time element often makes me late for things. I have to wear loose gym clothes so my tummy doesn't stick out. And I quite often hide in my hoodie so I can hide that horrible round face. So yeah, it's really kind of affecting me. Now, quadrant 3, which would be the eating disorder voice fighting back. If I don't body check, I'm not going to be safe and in control. So I won't know if I'm getting fat. I might get fat. I won't be confident to go out anywhere because I'll just be worried I look awful. And I don't really feel ready to let go of it just yet. So no. And then if I had to think about the pros of not body checking, so maybe sometime down the line, but not yet, it would give me so much freedom. My self-esteem could rise in that I'm not just thinking that people judge me about how I look, which I definitely do feel at the moment. I'll have more time to do nice things with friends and family, and I can wear the clothes I want to wear, not clothes that just hiding the ugly part of my body. Okay, so it might be that this young man decides, for the time being, I'm going to stick with body checking because it actually gives me more benefits than if I was going to give it up. It would just make me too anxious at the moment. I'm doing well in lots of other areas, and it's just something I'm aware of and something that I know that I'm going to challenge at some stage, but I just need to stick with it for the time being. And that's okay, because just the process of going through the thoughts around the decisional balance is a really useful exercise. And so Howard can be starting to verbalize and visualize a situation where he might try to reduce his body checking. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. All of the videos and worksheets can be downloaded from www.newmaudsleycarers-kent.co.uk. Thank you.